Good afternoon, everybody. Silver Dragon here, coming at you with a bit of a live stream announcement and other Fallout madness. Now, obviously, when Fallout 4 releases, as long as I do manage to get the day booked off and hell doesn't freeze over, as it were, I will be streaming Fallout 4 on my YouTube gaming channel, which should be fantastic. I am hoping until that happens, every Sunday, pretty much, from now till the actual release, to continue my live stream on YouTube Gaming as well, of Fallout 2, until I've hopefully finished that. Hopefully it won't take me until November the 10th to finish that. It is a really, fantastic game, but I'm hoping I won't take quite that long to actually get to it. So yeah, I'm hoping that every Sunday, which I will also be putting my schedule in the description down below, to be streaming that until I happen to get it under my belt. I will, however, not be doing any Fallout 3 or New Vegas, as I already have played that quite a bit, and there are frankly more than enough Let's Plays of that floating around. Likewise, there will be a lot of Fallout 4 Let's Plays out there, and I'm hoping to specialize myself a little bit. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Everyone's gonna, there's gonna be 1,000, 10,000 people doing roughly the same build for pretty much every build you could possibly come up with, for the most part. But currently, there are a couple of skill calculators out there, and I found one that I thought was actually quite well done. Of course, everything related to perks in this calculator are just speculation. We don't know 100% for sure if this is as it is. It was pretty much speculated both from the video footage we've seen on perks to give the actual upgrades that you can do in each perk and so on, and pretty much it was taken from the fantastic perk poster that was released by Bethesda, and excuse me. And, of course, the, content related to it. So let me go ahead and move this up here. Now, I will also be posting the link to this calculator in the description as well. But again, it is mostly speculation, so do take it as such. It may not stay like this, or it could not necessarily turn out like this in-game. But I'm going to kind of show you guys what I plan to do myself for Fallout 4 when it decides to release, and all, glory and just, angels descend and just happiness spreads throughout the gaming world. But anyway, moving up here. So this is my character, as I will more than likely be playing it. I am going to be focusing on a fairly charismatic strength and luck-based character, as I am hoping for heavy critical hits, as well as I'm going to be trying to focus a lot on both melee, as well as rifles and heavy weapons. We will see how well that actually works out in the end here. Now, the main reason why I have boosted my charisma as much as I have, even though I had intended originally to lower that in favor of more endurance and potentially agility, is in favor of a specific perk. Now, luckily in the game we can, as per the previous games, get a perk that allows us to raise some of our specials. So more than likely, as I go along selecting perks, I will eventually pick that and more than likely raise my agility and possibly my endurance. I probably won't be raising my perception too much, although it would help with some of the accuracy for weapons. I don't really plan on having that too high. Now, moving on to this lovely calculator here, and actually there's a bit more to it up top here. I'm going to yank this down here, but I'm trying to get my browser in this damn thing. There we go. So, of course, we have news, character, building, items that have been shown. And they're also working on a rough map based on the actual location, as well as the locations of the various areas that have been shown so far. So, it's, very speculative, so, check it out if you wish or don't. It's up to you guys. Anyway, moving on to perks. And you can also log in on this and save your build if you wish, or send it to other people, export it to people's, which is fantastic. You do have to register, though. I have not done so yet myself, but I probably will. Anyway, now right here we have the perk system. Now, again, this is quite speculative right now. This could change, in its entirety for all we know. But going by the official image of the perk of the special system, that they released, they managed to kind of place the perks that we've seen, and some of them even from the videos have their abilities, like Brawler here, which attacks made with fists or weapons, worn on the hands, are now 20% faster and inflict 20% more damage. Now, let me get around to the reason of my build. Strength, of course, because we have the armor crafting and the weaponsmithing, which are quite important. We also have something like strong back to carry more things, because you always want to carry more things. Big guns, of course, because big guns are fantastic. They're huge. They do a lot of damage. They create fantastic explosions. And all that good stuff. Perk 1, Perception, Cough, has a lot of abilities that have to do with zooming, sniping, so sniper rifles and pistols, essentially. Which is nice. It's usually the kind of build I would go for, would be a heavy perception build for the sniping capabilities. But this time I've reduced that in favor of other things. Of course, I need endurance, because if I am going to be doing a lot of melee, as well as using some rifles, I'm going to need health. I wished I could have increased this more than I had, but unfortunately I had to kind of cut it back in favor of a higher charisma. Now, the main reason why I had to increase my charisma to 5 was to get towards this perk right here. Again, I'm not 100% sure of the validity of this perk, nor if of its position in this chart. For all I know, this could actually increase up by 1 point, or, you know, screw me in some other form. It could be suddenly be under intellect, for instance. But local leader, and of course I should have said spoilers a while back, but, you know, spoilers. I hope that by saying the calculator and speculation, that would have kind of, you know, given you the hint. But still, apologies for anyone that might have been, you know, damaged by this, as it were. Local leader adds unique dialogue options used to persuade and lead others. Allows you to build better settlements. With more features, bonus, you are now able to choose one additional qualifying companion. Fuck yes. That's all I can say about that. But of course, a lot of what I'm going to be focusing on isn't necessarily going to be like the main mission, the main campaign, as it were. I'm going to be focusing a lot on the side stuff. I'm going to be settlements, especially. I'm going to be heavily focusing in, which is why this perk is an absolute must for me. The ability to improve my settlements further, to get weapon workbenches and power armor lifts, and other features to improve settlements, including the trading stands, the Brahmin caravans, communication systems. These are absolute must for me. So just had to go for that. That is why I cranked up my charisma as much as I did. Originally, my charisma was going to be down, like, even at 1, with everything else spread around as it was. I also had to sacrifice some agility, as I did want that sneak perk, but again, we'll be able to pick the perk later on to add it to additional stats. So one of the first ones I will probably do is I will add to the agility to get the sneak. Of course, for intellect here, we have all these fantastic ones, especially gun nut. Again, I am going to be using armor and weaponsmith, and a gun nut, of course, to craft weapons. I don't know how well it'll be crafted. We'll see how that goes. Get educated, of course, I won't be able to do much of. Comprehension, robotics expert, cyborg, all that good stuff. And of course, I went into the luck build quite heavily here. Not just for things like Fortune Finder, Scrounger, which will give me much better loot and drops and whatnot. Of course, Bloody Mess, because Bloody Mess is always fantastic, and Mysterious Stranger. But of course, again, these perks may not necessarily be assigned to this. We'll really see how it goes. Again, Scavenger and Soul Survivor. Not necessarily sure what Soul Survivor does. Again, a lot of the additional descriptions for these were taken from videos where they were kind of showing off some of the perks, and we're able to, I assume, get them from that. So we don't necessarily know what the effects of a lot of these can be, although some of them, like, of course, you know, big guns and whatnot, are listed. Whether or not that's 100% true, we'll have to find out. But I pretty much pumped it up to getting better criticals. That way, when I am going in melee or using big guns, I will hopefully be getting much better criticals. I've pretty much, anytime I have played Fallout, luck is like the thing I have the least of. But for once, I'm trying to go for a high luck, and then medium for the rest kind of thing build. So I don't know how well this is going to work out, to be completely honest. It could be terrible. I mean, I'm sacrificing a lot of intellect and perception for things like breaking codes and hacking into terminals, lockpicking, stuff like that. I am sacrificing the VATS, essentially, as being restricted a lot as well. So there's a lot of things that I am going to be kind of sacrificing on, but you have to. I'm not sure exactly how many times we can use the perk to gain an additional special. It could be that we can only use it once, in which case, yeah, I am still going to put it into agility to get sneak. Although I'm mostly going to use it to close the distance between me and the enemy before charging in and trying to beat on them. Although I must say endurance is also quite tempting just because of the increase in hit points. Of course, we do have no limit to our level this time around. So a lot of these perks, a lot of the upgrades to these perks are going to require a very high level. So it's going to be a very long process to build this character up the way I want to. Something like, of course, local leader would probably take quite a long time. It's probably going to be require like level 40, 50 character potentially to start, ticking away this lovely little star here, as it were, to get those bonuses. So I absolutely freaking love how they're doing the perks. Having it so that your specials mean pretty much everything when it comes to perks. The perks you get are completely based, are massively based on what you are selecting right off the bat. So what you're going to get, how you're going to be playing is huge now with the specials, more so than it was still kind of like that before, but not as much as now. It's even more insane now. And I do love that each perk is going to have its own level and be able to upgrade over time and such and make it even more fantastic. Cap Collector, again, I don't know why it's a charisma. I would expect it to be a luck thing, almost. Maybe Mysterious Stranger should be a charisma perk. But again, this could completely change and could completely throw me off before the November actually comes around and we're able to actually make our characters and whatnot. For all I know, a day one could come around and everything is like all the perks are completely different, and this whole chart would be completely invalid. I doubt it would be that ridiculous. I mean, some guys have definitely put a lot of hard work into this, I can tell, it seems, compared to some other calculators I've seen, which have been incredibly basic. So I'm kind of inclined to trust this a little in that regard. And of course, Attack Dog, gotta give old dog meat some lovin'. An Animal Friend. Animal Friend is always an interesting one to get. Although I wouldn't necessarily... I'm probably not going to level it. I mostly just wanted it to get up to local leader, but still, what can you do? Inspiration. Named companions have 25%, so it increases the health and damage. Generous produce, more power. Or generators produce more power. Blah, 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 blah. Of course. So, yeah. We'll have to see what happens. I will try, if we can, I'm not sure what the maximum amount we're going to get is, but if we can put like 4 or 5 points into our specials after the fact, then I'll probably end up going sneak, at least 1 in endurance, and then depending, I might pump the rest back into charisma just for the single fact of I'm going to be heavily dealing with settlements, and I really want to focus a lot into them. So yeah, that is going to be one of the main focuses of my Let's Play. Now, if everything works out, if I manage to book the day off and, everything glows and works the way I plan it, as it were, the moment that this game releases on November the 10th, whether it's 2 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, whenever the hell they're planning on releasing it, time-wise, I will be live, and I will hopefully be prepared and be live for at least 12 hours. Could be more, could be less. It really depends. We'll have to see how things go. But I am hoping to dive a lot into it. So my channel, starting November 10th, my channel may be dominated almost solely by this game for a while. I do apologize to my regulars, as same thing for what happened with Metal Gear. Metal Gear has sucked up a large portion of my channel for the past while, and we've been missing out on a lot of nice Cataclysm and other such games like Nemoria, Dwarf Fortress, and so on. So back when that happens again, my channel probably will suffer a bit, and because I am working 2 jobs now, so my time is very limited at the moment. But I am hoping to really, you know, go crazy on that. And beyond that day, I'm probably not going to be, you know, live 24/7 again. That'll be like my only day to do it if I get it off. But I will still try and stream it as much as I can and continue, you know, as fast as I can to really produce good content regarding that. So thank you very much for listening, everyone. It's been a very long video, 15 minutes plus at this point. Definitely do check out this calculator yourself if you're interested. Come up with some interesting builds. Feel free to post your build on my on the comment section if you wish. If you do register for this, I probably will at some point here soon. Excuse me. And yeah, I can't wait for the game. I will hopefully see you guys for more Fallout 2 every Sunday from now till November, or whenever the heck I finish the game. At which point I may end up doing some other Fallout related stuff, but we'll really see what happens, because I've played Fallout 3 in New Vegas so damn much at this point. I don't think I could mod it enough to really keep enough interest in it anymore at this point. I've modded it to death and played it to death. Regardless, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I will see you another time for some more Fallout related madness. Peace out, everybody.